Hey yo, what's up everybody? I am Aquadude, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm gonna be, doing my review of the live-action How to Train Your Dragon movie. Because I just saw it, as of recording this, it was yesterday that I saw it, and, I just, wanted to, get my thoughts on it, because a lot of people, have been skeptical about this movie. I myself was skeptical about the movie, before it released because a lot of recent live action remakes have just been really bad and have completely butchered the originals. So I wanted to, see it for myself because How to Train Your Dragon. I grew up on those movies, like that whole franchise. I loved all the movies. So as a big fan of the original, I expected a lot going into the movie, and honestly, I was not disappointed. It's yeah, but first, I wanna let y'all know right now that before the video even begins, that this is going to be my full-on review of it. So, massive spoiler warning for this. If you haven't seen the movie yet, well, I mean, if you haven't seen the movie or the original, then I wouldn't recommend watching this unless you do want spoilers. Don't care for them, But yeah. Anyways, let's get straight on into it. If you enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss out on whenever I upload. Also, join the Discord. I will link it in the description. Now, let's get straight on into it. Woo! Gosh, I rushed through that. Anyways, yeah. So the movie, it was great. I loved it. It was actually very faithful to the source material, which was the original How to Train Your Dragon movie. It really translated it all very well into like live action, real life type stuff. The designs of the dragons, I was a bit skeptical on. I'm still a bit iffy on them, but they're starting to grow on me. I don't mind them nearly as much as I did originally when I first saw like the trailers and stuff and some online images. But yeah, the I do kind of wish that they had kept a bit more of their cartoony look, especially since Toothless seems to mostly keep a lot of the how he looked in the animated movie. Uh, Although just translated a bit more into like reality. So yeah. But the CGI is very good, and they definitely weren't afraid to like put a lot of CGI in the film. Like that's a big problem with a lot of modern movies and studios. They're constantly cutting back on a lot of CGI stuff because of like budget and stuff like that. Even though they're like multi-million-dollar studios and stuff. So it was really nice to see that they weren't afraid to like keep big CGI dragons on the screen for long periods of time. Because, that's how it went in the original movie. The dragons were a very big part of a lot of scenes. And there were a few scenes that were missing, like there was a missing scene in the live action. It was that scene from the original movie where Hiccup gets the support thing stuck on Toothless' saddle, and so he has to sneak around Berk to try to get the tools to get it off. Yeah, that scene was missing from it, but it didn't take away from the movie. Like, there were only, like, very minor scenes missing, and, actually, there were a few scenes that were actually expanded upon, which I found quite interesting. Like the scene of the Stoic and all of the people of Berk in the Great Hall, talking about how finding the dragon's nest, stuff like that, and Stoic giving like his inspirational speech. They actually expanded that a bit more and added a bit to it. Like how there were other people of like other places who immigrated to Berk and united to fight the dragons. So it was a bit more. So it was a bit interesting to see a bit more of that, the like extended, and just show how great of a leader Stoic is, and how he can get everyone behind him with a major morale boost. You know, it was quite great to see. Also, the acting in this, very good. Like all the actors played their characters very faithfully, and that's very good. I was very skeptical about some casting choices, especially Astrid, seeing as how she doesn't look anything like Astrid at all. But she did a good job portraying the character. I won't take that away from her. So, you know, like I can look past the fact she doesn't look like the character too much, because she did a quite good job of portraying Astrid. So, you know, I don't exactly mind. And they did do a lot of very good casting choices. Like, the actor for Hiccup, absolutely perfect. Like, he looks like Hiccup. He nails the character very well. So, yeah. And I'm also glad he didn't try to do Hiccup's voice, because that would have been very cringy and weird throughout, like, the whole. Can you just imagine throughout the whole film he just trying to do like a very butchered sounding Hiccup voice? Like, it's. I don't think anyone can really recreate that. The OG voice actor really nailed that. uh, but yeah, so it's good to see that there can be an actually good, faithful live-action remake of a movie, because there's just been so many bad ones recently. Like, I haven't seen the live-action Lilo and Stitch, and I don't plan on it, because from what I've heard, it's absolutely horrible. They've like changed so much about the original, and you know, they just completely missed the whole point of the story. So I do not care to see it. I don't want to see it, and I won't. But yeah. So moving on back to the movie itself. The CGI dragons, they're all right. They're very good. Like, again, I was very iffy about the designs, but they're slowly starting to grow on me. And you know, they are dragons, like very good looking CGI dragons that look like they could exist in real life, which is always a plus, you know. And the Red Death design, I was the Gronkle and Red Death were the designs I was the most skeptical about. But again, the designs are somewhat, you know, growing on me, so I don't really mind them too much anymore. And you know, they do still look great for what they are. At least they didn't like completely butcher the designs. At least they still tried to make them look like what they do in the animated films, instead of just like go for completely original looking dragons and then just say, oh, this is a Deadly Natter, this is a Monstrous Nightmare, except they look nothing like a Deadly Natter or a Monstrous Nightmare, you know? So I'm glad that they at least tried to make it look like the dragons from the animated films, but you know, give them a bit more of a realistic twist to it. You know, that's very good. You know, it's kind of like how they did with Godzilla. You know, he'd always been a cartoony the character, and most of the time he was just a animatronic suit. But they translated him into CGI very well, giving him some more realistic twists, and now he's my absolute favorite version of Godzilla ever. Like, Legendary is my favorite. You can ask anyone I know. They'll tell you. But anyway, yeah. But like I said, the movie is just very faithful. It's like almost a shot-for-shot remake, but they did add a few things, but it doesn't take away. In fact, it makes it better. Like, the humor is still there. They still very much did the awkward, tense relationship between Stoic and Hiccup. You know, showing that father-son, not very good bond between them. Uh, the romance between Hiccup and Astrid, Snotlout's obsession with Astrid, that kind of stuff. They did it very well. Also, Fish Legs is even more lovable in the remake. He's just so much more dorky, and I love it. Fish Legs it was one of my favorite characters because I always loved his love for dragons, and how he'd always just state a bunch of random dragon trivia. Just kind of like me, it's just a bigger version of me. But yeah, it was just great to see. Also, good to see, like, familiar faces. Like, the original voice actor for Stoic was the one that actually played him, which was good. And, the actor for Fish Legs, has appeared in a lot of, past films that I've seen, which, is a bonus. But, I didn't really see a lot of familiar faces, not too many, which is good to be introduced to, like, a whole cast of, like, new people. Because a big problem I see is a lot of the time, they'll try, what these movies will do is they'll try to hire, like, a whole bunch of, like, big-name actors just to get people to watch it and stuff, But, that's not what happened here. They had a lot of faith in their project, and so, they didn't need to hire, like, a big-name actor like Chris Pratt or Dwayne Johnson. I still love Chris Pratt. I mean, like, love Chris Pratt, respect him, stuff like that. But I mean, like, just so many just attempts to get, just big-name actors into films. All I can really see them as is, who they are sometimes, But, those big-name actors, they still portray their characters, very well. It's just sometimes hard for me to see them as their characters sometimes. Like, throughout the entire movie of, the Minecraft movie, I didn't see, the Jack Black as Steve. I just saw him as Jack Black. Honestly, that's just all I saw him as. But, that didn't take away from his role in the film. He was still hilarious. It was still great to see him in the film. And, I still loved that movie. It was still one of my favorites of this year. Yeah, so that's really all I think I have to say about the movie. It was great. It was a faithful adaptation. They did it very well. They recreated it perfectly. And yeah, if they do the other two movies, hey, I'll watch them. DreamWorks definitely showed that they can make good, faithful live-action remakes. Yeah, get your crap together, Disney. But anyways, yeah, that's all I think I really have to say. About that. It was good. I'd recommend watching it if you're a fan of How to Train Your Dragons, or if you're not, it'll be a good introduction to the franchise, because again, it's almost a perfect shot-for-shot remake that does it very well and in a very faithful way to the source material, But, yeah, would recommend. Very good movie. Of course, I'm not gonna, like, rank it on any scale or anything, because I don't do that. I don't know how to really do that kind of stuff. But, yeah. So, anyways, that's all for this. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss out on whenever I upload. Also, join the Discord. I will link it in the description. Woo! You know what? I think like every video now, I'm just gonna try and see how fast I can do that outro. But anyways, yeah, that's all I got for this. I will catch you in the very next video. Thank you, and good night.
Bye-bye.